ultimate challenge, Crossfire.
Crossfire, you get caught up in the crossfire. Crossfire, crossfire, crossfire.
You'll get caught up in it.
You already know, the second that commercial came on, you were done. Every kid in America lost their mind over Crossfire. But here's the question we're here to answer today. Was Crossfire actually as legendary as the commercial made it out to be? Or has nostalgia been lying to us the whole time? Welcome to Myth Vault. Let's open it up. All right, so real quick, Crossfire. What are we even actually looking at here? This is a 2-player tabletop game made by Milton Bradley. It originally came out around 1971, but it didn't blow up until the 80s, early 90s. The concept was simple. Each player had a plastic loaded gun with bell bearings, and they had to knock a puck through the other side's goal. That's the whole game. That was it. It retailed about 20, 25 bucks. Doesn't sound that much, but in today's standards, that's probably around $80, and that's not really cheap. So let's talk about why this thing was everywhere. Because it wasn't just popular, it was culture. The commercial aired constantly, Saturday morning cartoons, after school prime time. You could not avoid it. And production on that was next level for a toy commercial. Most toy commercials back then were just, here's the toy, here's a child playing with it, here's the price. Crossfire said, nope, we're making a music video. We're doing lightning effects. We're writing the original song with the word Crossfire in it 20 times. Crossfire. The song alone put it in your brain and kept it there. I still hear it. You still hear it. That's not an accident. That's one of the greatest toy commercials ever made. And because of that commercial, Crossfire became a must-have. Kid were begging for it. It showed up under Christmas trees. It was birthday lists. It was everything. The hype was real. The question is, did the toy deliver on any of that? Okay, so review time. Let's be real about Crossfire. Was it actually fun? Kind of. Look, for the first time you played it, it was a blast, shooting steel balls across the table, trying to knock the puck into a goal. There's something genuinely satisfying about that. The problem is, did it last? How long? 20, 30 minutes? You figured out the gameplay basically came down to who could spam the trigger fast. There wasn't a ton of strategy. You just shot really fast. And then the ball bearings went everywhere. All over the floor, into the couch, the dog ate them, gone, lost. And that's basically the game, unplayable. Was it built well? The guns felt pretty solid. The playing field was decent, but the ball bearings, they were just all over the place. They were the weakest link, scattered. And once they were gone, that was your game. Would kids care about it today? Honestly, I think they might enjoy it a bit. It's kind of physical. It's a head-to-head game. Challenging head matches, and then 2 kids against each other, but probably not. Was the commercial lying? I think 100%. That commercial had fog machines, lightning, bolts, and kids looking like they were battling for their lives. The actual game was 2 kids sitting at a table shooting marbles. But here's the thing, even knowing that, the commercial still slaps. It might be the greatest gap between ad and production toy history. I say it's a genuine and respect. Milton Bradley sold us a dream. We bought it. No regrets. Alright, so let's talk about the money. In the late 80s, early 90s, Crossfire came out for about 20 to 25 bucks. Adjust that for inflation today, we're looking at about $60 to $80 for the same purchase. Is it worth it? Maybe. For the first few hours of fun? Probably yeah. Then you lost a ball, all the bearings. It's debatable. What about now? If you want to buy one for today, eBay, or just for the loose, you can grab it for about 40 bucks. Complete with the box, good shape goes for about $80 to $100. Some fish, $150. Would I buy it today just to play it? Probably not. For full resale price, probably just sit on the shelf. But the nostalgia alone might be worth it. Alright, so for collectors, where does Crossfire sit? Is it rare? Common? The thing is, this thing sold millions of units. You can find loose sets all day long. Thrift stores, garage sale, Facebook marketplaces. It's not hard to get one of these bad boys. High values are junk drawer, middle of the road. Loose sets aren't moving the needle financially. But sealed in the box versions from the early 80s, those do have real collector interest who still collects these. Mostly 80s and 90s people that are nostalgic for those type of things. A kid that went back to the shelf, display a nice piece of investment. Is this investment worth it? Not really. The thing's gonna depreciate dramatically once you buy it, and it's not really stable. For the resale value of Crossfire, the collection, well, just go for the story. Every person who sees it immediately goes, oh man, I remember that commercial. And that's worth something. Alright, so Crossfire lands about 34 out of 50 in the Myth Vault fun value. 7 out of 10. First session was a blast. The replay value faded fast, didn't it? Value, then 6 out of 10. Good for a few hours. But those ball bearings were always the weakest linked. Value, 5 out of 10. Novelty purchase, but something you're pulling out every weekend? Probably not. Collector value, 6 out of 10. Common for a loose set, but a sealed box has real shelf appeal. Nostalgia factor, 10 out of 10, because the commercial is one of the greatest toy ads ever made, period. Total score, 34 out of 50. Nostalgia carried it, but honestly, the commercial alone is its place in the vault. So let's break it down. Crossfire, 34 out of 50 for the Myth Vault. The commercial was a 10. The game was a 7 at its best day. The nostalgia, absolutely perfection. Was it actually awesome? Or is nostalgia doing all the work? That's the main question here. A little bit of both, honestly. And I'm okay with that. So, did you guys have any of these growing up? Drop it in the comments. I want to know if your experience is better than mine, if you lost all the marbles and all the bearings, if the game fell apart, if you had the old edition or the new edition. I'm Travis. This is Myth Vault. See you in the next one.